and welcome to my YouTube channel. Thank you very much for watching this video. Now in this video I want to talk about, I want to give you some tips that I use, and also tell you about my experience with theory driving exam here in the Netherlands. And this video was also a request from some of you, my wonderful subscribers, and I am here for you. And I'm hoping that with these tips that I'm going to give you, that when you're ready to go and do your theory exams, you will pass the exams just in one time. That is what we all want to. Now, I want to tell you the reality of the matter is theory exams here in the Netherlands are nothing compared to, in my case, the ones that I did in Kenya. Totally different. They say that the Netherlands has the most hardest driving exams in the world. That is what I read, and that is also what I hear people say. It is not a joke. It was stressful. I have done my theory exams twice. So the first time I failed, the second time I passed. And I know of people, my friends, and also just people that I met when I was studying Dutch. They have done their exams. Some are still struggling even more than 5 times. So this is possible. So like I said, I did my theory exams twice, and I did my exams in 2016, and I saw on the internet while doing my research that in 1st November 2019 the curriculum changed, but these tips should apply even with the new curriculum. So don't worry, I got you. I see here that I did my first theory, my first trial for theory was on 1st April or April 2016, and I got onvoldoende. That means I failed. And also what surprised me really was 21 days later I went back. That is on the 22nd of April 2016, and I got voldoende. I passed my exams. But let me tell you, it was the most stressful time of my study life. Let's just say study life, because I don't remember to have ever studied so much. Even when I was in school, I don't remember to have studied so hard and done so much than when I was studying for the theory exam. This is the book that I used. This is the book that I was reading. It is from Vekabest. This one right here. But there are so many books available right now. If you cannot access Vekabest, there are so many. It doesn't need to be necessarily Vekabest. And I found also a website. It's called right.nl, so right.nl. I will put the link down below so that you can check it out. And I understand that they also have books and they also have practice exams. And according to what I read, according to what I read on the internet about them, and also what tips that they have, I think this could be really useful. So I will put the link down below. Make sure you check it out. And no, this video is not sponsored. This is just coming out of me for you, to you guys, and hoping to help you out. So like I said, I did my first exam, I failed. The second time I passed my theory, and I failed because I wasn't prepared. And I will tell you what I didn't do. I did not read the book correctly. Where is the book? I did not go through the whole book correctly. I just thought, I just went through the book a little bit and I thought this should be easy, but it wasn't easy. It was the hardest thing I ever did. And the day after I failed my first trial, I was feeling really bad and I didn't want to fail anymore. So I went and sat down, I picked up this book and I read from page 1, reading it very carefully, very slowly, that everything just goes into my mind. I made sure that I mastered this book from page 1 to the last page. So what I can say to you is that when you're going to do your theory exam, make sure that you do it in a language that you understand. I know for sure the exams come in English and Dutch, and I also understand in other languages because I know some people who also did it in Arabic. And I know of people who have tried to do it in Dutch when they don't really speak Dutch very well, they don't understand Dutch very well, so they've been failing. And also I know of people who have been doing it in English and also failing until they did it in Dutch. So you need to see which language is comfortable, like which language are you comfortable with. If you're comfortable with English, if your way of thinking is also in English and all that, then do it in English. Don't go stress yourself doing it in Dutch. You are doing this exam to pass it. You're doing this exam to understand the rules of the roads here in the Netherlands. So do it in a language that you understand. I did it in English. The first time I did it in English, but because I did not read the book I told you, I failed. But the second time after, I went through the book. And it took me 21 days. And within these 21 days, I had read the whole book. And then I did so many practice exams. Vekkerbest. So Vekkerbest, the book, the company that I was using, this one, they also when you buy this book, it comes with practice exams. So you get 10 hours. And what happens with theory exams is that when you're sitting in front of the computer and you are starting to do the exams, you will see that every question has only few seconds, so you're given only few seconds to answer every question. So there are 3 parts of the theory exam. Sorry if I'm looking down, I need to read this because I don't remember everything. So there are 3 parts. There is the hazard perception, and there you have 25 questions and you must get 13 questions correctly. And you have knowledge part, and knowledge has 12 questions and you must get 10 questions, at least 10 questions. So I'm giving you the list number. So with hazard perception is 13 questions, at least 13 questions correct, not 12. If you get 12, then you failed. And knowledge, you get 10. If you get 9, you failed. You must get 10. And you have the third part of the theory is insight. And there you have 28 questions and you must get 25 questions correctly. And one thing you must remember is that once you have done your theory exams, you're given a period of 1.5 years to have passed practicals. Because after 1.5 years, if you haven't passed your practicals yet, then the period expires and you will need to do the exams, the theory exams again. So there is some kind of pressure. I remember when I did my practicals, I did my practicals 3 times. And that video is still coming, and I'm going also to share with you some tips and my experiences. So if I hadn't passed my practicals, then my theory expired. I would have gone back to do the theory again, and I don't think I would have liked that. So what I will tell you is that, you see, this book or whichever book that you will get, whichever, my dear, you need to start from page 1. And also this, the contents of the book, remember, read through it from the first letter to the last letter. Make sure you read it, and because once you read this is glossary, I think. This is like the contents of the book. Once you read this, then you get familiar with the words that are coming in the book. You get familiar, your mind starts to open up to the idea that in this book, this is what you're going to meet, okay? So you need to start from the first page, start reading from there to keep your mind active. Something else that you need to do with this book, now that we are still on the book, because this is where all the knowledge comes from. This is where you will get the knowledge to pass your exams. So you need to read from the first chapter up to the last chapter. That not just reading through it like you are going just because you want to finish, because that is what I did the first time, and look what happened, I failed. You need to take your time and read this book. Make sure every chapter that you read, if they have like practice exams at the end of the chapter, make sure you do it. This one didn't have it, so I did practice exams, just what they provided on the side, which I'm going to talk about. But make sure you read this book from page 1 to the last, and you read it in a way that you understand. You know, like when you're reading your favorite novel, you remember everything that John said to Teresa, or what Teresa said to her father. You remember everything because that is your favorite novel. So this is what you need to do with this. There is no other way. I'm telling you, if there was any other way, I would have told you, but my friend, let me not lie to you. There is no other way. I cannot insist on this. Like, this thing can stress you up. And then, after you read that book, yes, you need now to go and do the practice exams. So like this Vekabest, they provided practice exams. I needed to buy those, and I bought the first time 10 hours. And then, like I said, every question, they have 3 parts: the hazard perception, the knowledge, and the insight. And every question has only few seconds. So a question comes and they ask you like things like, you are driving from an exit and you see a biker, like what should you do? Should you let the biker go, or should you go before the biker, or whatever, things like that. Or how do you respond to this situation if you see they're walking on the roads, and how are you going to react? Are you going to brake? Are you going to accelerate? How are you going to respond to that situation? Things like that. When you're doing these practice exams, the first time you're going to be failing because, I mean, it is the first time you're practicing. But you need to continue practicing. I don't know how many times you will fail, but you need to continue practicing until when you see you get maybe 9 out of 10, or maybe 22 out of 23, or maybe, which one did I say? Or maybe you get 25 out of 28. You need to make sure when you're doing these practice exams, you are seeing good results. After you start seeing good results, continue practicing until maybe you do 5 different types of practices, different types of exams. And with this, and in these 5, the last ones maybe, you've been getting good results. Then you will know that, okay, I have it in my mind. I know that I now understand it, and chances are much, much higher than that if you go do the exam, you will pass. I'm saying chances are much, much higher because I don't want to say to you that it is 100% that you will pass, because then when you're going to do the exams, you might start getting nervous. You might be like, you get nervous and then you start forgetting, and then, something might happen. But still, the point here is not that what if something happens. The point here is to prepare yourself very well, that nothing happens, that even if you're a little bit nervous, you have the knowledge in here and you're going to pass. That is the point. So practice, practice, practice. And what you could also do is that, because you already have these questions, you've already bought this practice exams packet, and you still have time. Some do have specific times like 10 hours, and after 10 hours, you are not able to go back to the website. But if you think that the 10 hours are gone and you're not ready, then buy another 10 hours. Invest in that so that you will just do the exam one time. Try to review the questions that you failed, the questions that you did not understand. So let's say you did not understand a question and you're thinking, okay, now go back to the book. You need to go back to the book and go to that place even if it's the whole chapter, and start reading the whole chapter again. There is no shortcut. And after doing all the practice exams, you are like failing the whole time. My friend, just be a good person. It is your life, and I cannot even start telling you how good it feels once you pass theory and once you pass also practical exams, and then you can go start driving by yourself. It feels so good. Do not go booking, do not rush into booking an exam if you're not ready, because then if you rush and you're not ready like I did, I rushed, I thought I was ready, and how would I be ready if I wasn't reading the book? Just going through the book doesn't help. Reading the book carefully, that's what helps. So yeah, if you don't pass theory the first time, if you don't pass theory the second time, the third time, like I said, I know of people that did it 5 times and now they're driving and now they're happy, but they have a story to tell. But with the tips that I've shared with you guys, I think and I want to believe that they're going to help you and you're going to pass theory just on the first trial. I really hope that for you. And please let me know if these tips have been helpful, if you've gotten an idea and now you're going to, sit down and work on it. And do not give up. No matter how many times you've tried it and you failed, do not give up. Because if you give up, then, because I know of people who also have given up, they're like, yeah, it was too hard. Yes, it is very hard, but you have to keep going on. You cannot give up, because it could be because you're almost there. You're almost there. You just need to try again, and that could be it. So don't give up, no matter how many times you fail. Just know this is not your standard theory exam. This is really, you need concentration, you need to study, and you need to practice. Please share with us in the comment section below what your experiences were and what tips you would like to give, Like I always said, your experience could be just exactly what somebody else out there is looking for. So share your story if you can. And thank you guys for watching this video. If you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, please go ahead and do so. That will be really, really appreciated. And guys, I'm gonna stop this video here. I hope you've enjoyed. I hope you've learned a thing or two. And I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.